Mob Stadium 2012 in 8 minutes and 45 seconds. This run is a little complicated and very fast paced, so try to follow along as best as you can. I will be talking fairly fast. Starting the run, we're going to be looking at the top left position. Around -800, I turn to open this door. We bait the charger out and jump over him. In this room, we can open up the floor, drop down to this room with a hunter. We open the door, just kill the hunter right away. I got a frame perfect jump on the stairs there, and this is a very fast opening segment with a 21 tank room open. So now we're going to be, after that, we're just immediately going to be going to one of these corner arenas. Every corner has one of these arenas, and this is actually a very unnecessary one. So we just go in, grab the shotgun, and go out. Grabbing the shotgun can be a little bit finicky, but I do it perfectly there. And now, with the shotgun, we're just going to be killing the tank as fast as possible before it does too much damage to any of the bots. Rochelle is unfortunately stuck in the arena. But that is the majority of this map. There's a bunch of rooms. We're trying to activate them, go through them as fast as we can. The room with the tank spawns has some pills and a magnum, which I grab. And, well, now we just wait around. This is some of the downtime, as we're just waiting for the relic in every of the arenas in the four corners to go down. As soon as that happens, it immediately activates the next door. This room, 4 pressure plates, we press the right one, we kill the witch, and we destroy the relic in there. We go over these little barriers here, jump across them, we go into this room, kill the hunter. The button raises some stairs, which we can use to press the button immediately, and we open the next tank room. Every middle room is a tank room. But we're going to be ignoring the tank altogether, and this is unfortunately a mandatory arena. This is one of the arenas that closes too fast to really escape. But this is actually kind of good because this room does have tier 2 weapons, which I huddle into the corner to try and get some of the bots to grab them. I'm just sitting here waiting and shooting towards them. Since it's on easy, we can shoot through them. Because again, I want to keep the bots alive as much as possible, just for damaging the tanks so I don't get overrun or whatever. I see that the relic is almost close to completing, so the door is open. I pop an adrenaline. I usually pop it later. And now we're just going to be running towards this next challenge here. And here, you press a button and the door closes and the room will crush you. We just parry this hunter, drop down into the floor again. Press that button, raises the ceiling. Usually a hunter spawns in this room, but luckily nothing's there. This is where we get the machete, which is very useful in general. And now we're ready to just open the next tank room. And this is where I would usually pop the adrenaline just to get here, because this is another unnecessary arena. Completely unnecessary. We're just gonna run in and open the chest in the middle, which activates it. Do not grab the AK. We want the spads. You will see why later. But now with some free time, we're just gonna be killing the tanks again. Usually I would go to the first arena, which I skipped, to grab a bile bomb. But I actually completely forget that here, as I realize that this is a very good run. This is a very great run of this, and I'm on a very good pace. I'm thinking very quickly. I wait here, I get here pretty early, but this next room, I'm just waiting for the door to open, and inside there's a witch. We're going to be pressing one of the floor tiles, which raises some stairs to the next relic. You can actually skip all of it by pressing the first one, jumping to the last one. The next room is a fair bit random. Charger usually spawns here in a horde. I actually don't know how this works. I usually just get by mashing the interact button and trying to get something to happen. I'm sure there's like an actual order. I'm pretty sure there is. But I usually just do it by random. And now we're going to be going into the very last arena room. This is another mandatory one, unfortunately. There's a spitter in the way, so I shove it out of the way. So that way the bots don't try to run away. Unfortunately, Ellis does get stuck outside. Initially, I'm alright with it because Ellis goes towards the middle. He might go down in the middle, which is what I would want. But unfortunately, a boomer spawns here. So the tanks will try to follow us in here. But so will Ellis. And he goes down immediately. I'm sort of praying that the tanks just sort of kill him, because I will have to make the decision to whether or not I want to kill him by turning the game to expert, you know, thus making every bot vulnerable, or reviving him. But I debate whether or not to, and I ultimately follow through. It's just too slow, because coach will likely, very likely, try to heal him, and that will take too much time. I want them in this middle area here, so that way they're all in the trigger area, so we can activate the finale. In the last chest there, I grabbed some ammo, and as you can see, giant birds, custom bosses here. 2 custom bosses we're gonna have to face. I actually have some trouble here. The AK is a little tricky to grab here. As you can see, I'm literally jumping all over to grab it. I get so desperate just to deal some damage with the shotgun. Luckily, I got a very fast first tank kill, first bird kill. But then the next one takes 2 megs. So immediately after this, I am looking for my spaz, but Rochelle took it. And I'm on very great pace, and I really don't want to lose this run, so I end up killing Rochelle. I'm sorry, Rochelle, but you're just always, you somehow always manage to do the wrong things at the wrong time. Rochelle pisses me off so much. She avoids all damage, and I get that cool little cinematic there, just in time. So this one is actually much easier than the birds. We're just going to be waiting for it to make a second sound. Once it makes that second sound, that basically tells me that it can now be damaged. We just aim at its eyes, and just like that. Then I just fully load the spaz and wail on the second eye. That's essentially it. That is the entirety of Mob Stadium 2012. Now we're just going to be trying to survive the finale here. I killed it at 741. Then we're just going to be waiting around here as a bunch of commons and specials come after us. Luckily, it's not too bad. I don't have to worry too much. And it usually takes about a minute for this UFO to rescue us. It's very easy. I see that the bots actually do have a respawn closet over there, and I get a little bit worried that Coach might actually go towards them, but luckily he doesn't. They're very out of reach. I could have just done a pretty fast run and just be done with it, but I actually wanted a great run. Unfortunately, it sort of started falling off towards the end. Alice's death, the slow bird kills, but overall, this was a fantastic run. I used to play this a lot. This is actually the first of a series of 5 total maps. The next map in this series is called Space Jockeys, which is actually the name of the series of maps, Space Jockeys. These maps hold a very dear spot in my heart, and they actually have a little bit of a story behind it. Not actual story, just storytelling in terms of like environmental. You can tell that some sort of story, that a narrative is happening throughout each of the maps. Will I do all of them? Maybe. After this, I will likely be attempting more Deathcraft runs, because very recently, my 1241 was actually overtaken by quite a bit. Axis got an 1153 on Deathcraft.